Well, if you've been wondering what might happen to the price of gold in a Russian invasion of Ukraine, you just got your answer. So I don't make videos to report the news. I don't know of any YouTube channels that do a good job at that. This certainly is not one of them. But Russia invading Ukraine is definitely having a huge impact on the price of gold right now, and I'm going to make a few points on that. I'm going to do that without dragging you into my personal opinions on the invasion itself. Now, first of all, if you're insulated from this, if you're tucked away here in the United States or any other country that's not geographically near the problem, and you and your family have no chance of deployment, then consider yourself lucky because you are a spectator. You can look at things like the stock market, the price of gold, and think in terms of how that affects you. Again, if that's your biggest concern, you're in a pretty good place. And if you have any amount of gold right now, well, I guess you have something to cheer for. I doubt anyone is actually selling their gold at a time like this, at least not physical gold. So it's not a matter of counting your profits. It's more a matter of having an asset that's going up while your stocks, your crypto, whatever it is going down. A few things stand out to me. The first is that the price of gold shoots up on geopolitical issues. I think we all knew this. We've at least been saying it, but we now have very clear proof. It moves up slowly with economic concerns. It moves up quickly with bad events. Charlie Foxtrot stuff. So anyone thinking that gold is losing relevance as a safe haven asset, well, we have solid evidence now of what it does. Just look at the charts. If you start your plotting in 2018, gold price was in the 1100s. So look where it is in August of 2020. We capped 2000. Look what it did surrounding the Capitol riots. It shot up. Look what it did on any mention of Russian aggression. Again, it shot up. And let's give ourselves the whole story here. We can look at what it did in 2021 when things seemed to calm down a little bit. So did the price of gold. So we saw very nice gains in 2019. We saw a big jump in 2020. Things settled down in 2021. And now it's shooting up again. And the next thing that stands out is that Bitcoin is just not a safe haven asset. It drove me crazy to see people saying that it was. I've said this over and over. Bitcoin has dropped on any news of military aggression. So has the entire crypto space. Now, I invest in it. I've done well with it. I even think that it's really just getting started, but Bitcoin is not digital gold. So anyone saying that you should buy Bitcoin instead of gold is missing the whole point of balancing a portfolio of risk-on assets. Gold has way outperformed Bitcoin, by the way. So far in 2022, if you look at the charts, if you wanted to play metals as an investment, you would have been far better off with gold than with Bitcoin. Now, mostly here I talk about physical gold. I definitely do not buy physical gold as an investment. But if you want to pick time frames, just again, look at 2022. Now, things will change. Bitcoin will, I assume, get its legs again. But it is definitely a risky asset that's very clear. It's tracking the tech sector of the stock market pretty closely. And it just doesn't like when things get shaky. And then the last thing that really stands out to me right now is that these moves are temporary. Gains get retraced, losses reverse. Just keep that in mind. It's very easy to get caught up in a news cycle when it's backed up by price movement and then FOMO in on a bad purchase, buy in at a high, or sell out on a low, especially when you have YouTubers hyping the big story or putting a price blip under the microscope. And I posted a video earlier this week about whether or not I might sell some gold if some of the price predictions from a few analysts actually materialized. And the price shot up right after I was talking about that possibility. But I also made the point that it could reverse as well. Now, as I'm recording this, the price of gold has just shot up around $40. It looks now like it's beginning to retrace that, so I'm glad I'm not a day trader. And maybe this is why I don't like reporting the news to begin with. I just hate to produce content that's only relevant for an hour or two. What is relevant here on an ongoing basis is just the evidence of how different asset classes react to bad news and why you might want something like gold as a backup, just in case something bigger did happen. It's maybe also a little bit of a caution against buying gold during a military invasion. That might not be the best idea. I'm personally holding out a little bit longer. There's really not a whole lot else to say on the topic. I think we're going to continue to see some price volatility, and hopefully that's the worst of your problems. The charts, though, I think the charts will answer a lot of questions that come up now and then about certain events, what that does to the price over the short term. But I think it's just really hard to know what the price of gold is really doing in terms of longer term trend. My guess is that it'll be a few weeks before we really know. Okay, so let's call it good there. Let us know what you think about prices, what you think about buying in these big swings, and then hit that like button if you found any of this interesting. Make sure you're subscribed if you're into the topic. And if you're still here, thanks again for watching. Always appreciate your time. Take care.